Hello and welcome to Chess Book Reviews 120. Before we start, a few people to thank. Mark Francis 4522. Sarah Herman, BMG Chess Games, My Chess. Yeah, that's about it. I've got 3 magazines to show you, all BCMs. Here's the first of them. Let's change around here. I don't think it's better or worse, I don't know. But I've had a change around here. This is the young man who's qualified for the World Championship. History rewritten, game-changing FIDE candidates, and in-depth reports. Yes, it probably is. If you want to subscribe to the British Chess Magazine, Google the word, and you can get all the subscription details. They're asking whether the candidates was a turning point in history of chess. First time in 7 decades the history of the candidates tournament was held in North America soil. It was also the first time that the Open and the Women's Tournament were held side by side. The call of history was there for all to hear. Seems a bit of an exaggeration, doesn't it? Overstatement. Anyway. And here we are in Toronto with meditation yoga. Let's face it, qualifying for the World Championship is no easy passage. Sorry about the funny shadows, but nevertheless, you can get a flavour of it. There we are. There's the man in the hot seat. BCM asks, do you think playing chess helps people become more focused and calmer? I think chess in itself can't do that. I'm obviously not very knowledgeable in this topic. From what I've heard, if you're taking chess as a hobby, it does help you in a way. For a professional, it's a different level. You have to take it very seriously, practice and work hard. Like in other sport, it's just pure hard work and practice for professionals. And I don't think there's any harm with that, do you? There's a picture of the FIDE president, looking cunning. They're obviously filled with delight that it took place in Canada and without incident. And I think actually, joking to one side, all of us should be grateful to that. I'm just checking my camera again. Sorry, it's all teething problems here, but never mind. Games, more games. Double column games. Lots of analysis. Star-crossed contender. Mr. Caruana. A very confident and studious young man. Bathed in Basingstoke sunshine as I hold the page up as best I feebly can. Lots of pictures of Nepo losing, but not losing his sense of humour. There he is, finally collapsed. I'm tempted to say, as well I might, anything to defray the tensions. Anything. More games. A picture of Gukesh with his trophy. And now he qualifies for the World Championship match against Ding Liren. It is scheduled before Christmas, though I think they have a clause which says they can delay a little bit, which they might both appreciate, or one or the other. And here is the young lady. Caught by Mr. Kolovich. What do you think? Hmm? What do you think? Do you think I should put the lights on and draw the curtains? I'm not sure. Some games and some positions, some photographs. What more could you ask for? So Tan qualifies for the World Championship match. I think that's what they're saying. I think so. So that was the May issue. And it's nearly all exclusively candidates coverage. Now this puzzled me. What on earth is this? Flowers on the cover. Nothing wrong with flowers. Nothing wrong with the cover. But ladies and gentlemen, please. Navigating the chess ecosystem. When I were a lad, ECO meant Encyclopedia of Chess Openings, the impact of technology and globalization on chess. I don't understand why there's flowers. Quantity over quality over quantity. There's an introduction by the editor talking about the World Corporate Chess Championship finals in New York. We have seen Chessmaker move to the stock market with the recent investors. Please note that shares have fallen substantially since listing in April 2023. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. This is the Casablanca Chess Week, where top grandmasters were given a position from history and asked to replay it. Starting with Steinitz Zukertort, I think, or even Steinitz Lasker, and going right through to Steinitz Zukertort, and going right through to the modern positions. Kasparov Karpov, do they set the position down and ask them to, interesting looking trophy, have a look at that. Can you see that? You get a flavour of it on the right. There we are. Maybe that's a bit better. Let's see what it says. It says, The Dark Knight, presented by the winner. This is Casablanca chess. In other words, the person that gets the most points. The idea of the tournament was undoubtedly fun. Well, even if it wasn't, they'd say it was. And the winner was Magnus Carlsen with 4.5 points. Nakamura was second, Anand was third, and someone who I've never heard of, BCM Amin, was last with with 1 point. Even 1 point is quite good. There's an interview, another interview. BCM. What is the idea behind the Casablanca variant concept? The Casablanca variant aims to inject new life into competitive chess by starting games from carefully selected mid-game positions that offer equal chances for both players while being rich in strategic possibilities. The approach not only encourages creativity and fighting spirit, but also aims to keep both players and spectators more engaged. That's how we theorize the Casablanca variant, provide the players with a chessy starting position played before or completely imagined. Here's an article by Mr. Peter O'Brien with some lovely artwork. It was a happy day for the British Chess Magazine when they got together with Peter O'Brien, whom I do not know personally, probably never will. But Peter, if you're out there, thumbs up, young man, thumbs up. This is An initial exploration, the notion of an ecosystem in chess. Talking about ABBA, singing about chess. I don't think ABBA wrote. One of the collaborators was a member of the group, but I don't think that's quite accurate. Thanks to COVID, so much has gone into the wide open communication sphere that the game has taken on an utterly different character. Yes, I think it has. Here's two forgotten players. Steinitz you noticed immediately, but who's this old guy? Going bald and wearing an old jacket. Picture of Mr. Robert Fisher. He's showing some old Fisher games. One of Timmins. Some reprints from Ray's book, 207th, 206th and 207th, launched concurrently and available from Blackwell's. I'll just give you the titles in case you want them. Chess in the Year of the King and Napoleon and Goethe, the Touchstone of Genius. A modest little title. Chess lovers invited to set a Guinness World Record. Well, I was the nearest they ever had to a chess expert on the staff. I'm not on the staff anymore. Though I wish I was. They were good payers and nice people to work for. That's worth a lot, isn't it? One moment. Marathon chess. Somebody played for 58 hours. Here we have the England seniors. If you can't name who these people are, I'll do it for you. They are Keith Arkle, Stuart Conquest, Nigel Davies, Glenn Fleer, and John Ems. And there are the over 65 team: Chris Baker, John Nunn, Nigel Povar, Peter Large, back from a very, very long break from chess, and Tony Costron. And here, looking as if he's just come back from playing golf, looking very happy with himself, Alexander Beliavsky. Oh, this is hopeless. You probably can't see. You can see his diamond encrusted. There you are. You can get a flavour of it. Pull over is what I was trying to find the words for. Something about racing performances by Mr. Kolovich. Something about spectator sports. That really is very poor notation. Nice to see the figurine algebraic, but everything crushed up. The fonts are not properly sorted out. Once again, pleasant that they put in a diagram in the middle of it. But there we are. There we are. Let's bring the camera a bit nearer. How's that? A bit better, isn't it? A bit better. Okay. How to use chess engines more efficiently by John Edwards. A long technical article which is reprinted from American Chess Magazine, about which I enjoy watching very much, about which which I speak frequently. Openings for Amateurs by Mr. Pete Tamburo. There's a game here by Matteson. Unfortunately, there's no such a person as Matteson. It is, in fact, Mattesons in the plural. And I'm surprised that Pete didn't know that. Well, perhaps he did, and they changed it or something. One game with deep notes. An advert for Global Management Winton, the magazine. Endgame Studies, the Indian Theme by Ian Watson. A really nice guy. One of the longest, if not the longest serving contributor to BCM. There's Ian. The Indian Theme. I will leave you to work out what that is. Judging problems. And here are 4 positions discussed by Mr. Christopher Jones, Grandmaster. He's a Grandmaster, all right, so you listen and you learn. Quotes and Queries with Alan Smith. Game by Amos Byrne. Game by Lasker, Edward Lasker. And then by way of contrast, a game by Gary Quillen. And then a game by the great man himself, Alan Smith. It says at the end, note, none of the losers castled. Thank you, Alan Smith. Some solutions at the back, and then an advert for BCM with a lion on it. Show you that. You may want to make a note of the subscription details and get on to them. And I strongly recommend you do. Here, last and also least, a little worrying issue. I didn't like this at all, not really. The inspirational story of Rhoda A. Bowles. Well, I didn't think it was inspirational, but let's start from the beginning. Some lovely artwork here about the anniversary, 100 years of V-Day. Look at that. I could stand that up in a poster, couldn't I? I'd certainly love to have some postcards of it. Another game by Mr. Matteson, even though his name is Mr. Matteson's. Talking about the World Amateur Championship of 1924. Picture of Jonesy, who has become crowned for last British chess champion of 2024. Here are some games. Michael Adams versus Danny O'Malley. Peter Wells playing there. The ladies playing their own tournament. One by Toma and Ms. Oiva Elmira. I'm sorry, I'm not very confident of pronouncing these names, even if I was any good at it. A picture of Magnus Carlsen with the word champion written underneath it. Some games by Ding Liren. A tournament in Norway, obviously because of Carlsen. Chess interest has gone like that in Scandinavia. Something wrong if it hadn't. And I think it will continue to. I don't think it's just because he's no longer officially world champion. He is nevertheless the best player in the world. Here he is, looking tough. Magnus. Actually, he could get ice cream sponsorship and change his name to Magnum. 9-year-old Badana. I didn't actually see her in the analysis room at the British Championship, but I did not presume to intervene at any level. Or should I? Tan dominates. Tan dominates the Cairns Cup, marking a milestone. All it would, wouldn't it? In women's chess by offering $200,000 prize funds. And there are the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the new American US star, Alice Lee. There she is, and she's 14. You look at the look on her face, that is not the look of a child. That is the look of a woman who knows what she's about and is taking in an astronomical amount of information like that. I know I'm going to be thought patronizing in saying that, but I don't care. That is a really good photo. Now, I hold my breath. This is an article about the inspirational story of Rhoda A. Bowles by Raymond Keane, OBE Grandmaster. Ray explains that he has unearthed the story of this lady via his colleagues at Cambridge Chess Club, University Chess Club, I suppose. Yes, I suppose. And I just don't think it justifies. It jumps around. It talks about her. And she organised, and it was an important tournament. It's not Engage, which is an encyclopedia of old and not so old tournaments. I've got this, and I went through this, and I thought, well, that falls within the dates, but it's not in there. So, yeah, I was pleased for Ray that he found something which was new, comparatively fresh. He gives a game, Steinitz Kurt von Barbendel. I can't even say it, can I? Bloody hell, I'm useless. Anyway, there we are. There he is. A game which is all over the place. I mean, it's been reprinted about 1,000 times. I really don't know if we need that. There is a picture of her dressed up as the White Queen. Well, that's useful. Archival. So she's on the left, isn't she? And here's the first tournament for ladies at 1897. Well, I thought that there was a tournament at Hastings in 1895 won by George Thomas's Mama. However, this photograph, I forgive him everything, because that really is fresh as a daisy, isn't it? Looks like the setting of Mikado or some such. I burst into song myself when I saw it. The tournament was won by Rudge, Mary Rudge, is it? I think so. And it actually gives a game by Mrs. Bowles, which she won. Here is the record of Rhoda Bowles' supreme organizational triumph, which is the cross table. Unfortunately, we seem now to stray into talking about the Polgars and everybody else. There's no connection between this lady and the Polgars. Not geographically, historically, or anything else, just because they're women. It says here, as a postscript, is a much more recent female triumph over Grandmaster Mickey Adams. And they quote the game and they don't even give it. They headline it and it's not even given. This piece by Ray Keane originally appeared in the article on the 1st of June and should be published here with this permission. Presumably, I mean his permission. Well, I'm sorry, Ray, but a shorter article would have been a bit more snappy, and I think it would have been. I think the word is pertinent, isn't it? Here is an article by Mr. Pete Tamburo. Some lovely artwork at the top, and a game which has got a lot of technical content, but isn't necessarily that well explained. Between Anne and Ruck, and it says Belgique. I don't know what event this was or who the white player is in full. I think that's a bit lax. If you recall, all those Nimzo Indian traps are covered. You might remember the title. Will help amateurs to completely review all unknown cards after checkmate, or a comprehensive tactics book. And when you study the various openings in your repertoire, you will be aware of the attacking possibilities of both sides in the evolving positions. Some games from the European seniors. Notes by Sean Talbot. It's skimpy, but that's not so bad. Not so bad. Lots of diagrams, 6 on one page. Not many notes, but you know, not everybody wants notes, do they? Game by Stuart Conquest, another one by John Nunn. Not a lot of white space. I think they ran out of rather too many adverts. Ian Watson's column, in-game studies. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the July issue. I'll show you it again. The question at the bottom is, will Ding Liren defend his title? Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm James Pratt, and who will deny it?